Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, I'm Wawodo.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, 24 hours after the face-off between police and the proscribed members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria in Abuja, Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun orders operatives of the force to go after killers of policemen during the recent procession of the Shiite group. President Bola Tinubu appoints new directors general for the National Intelligence Agency, and the Department of State Service says that appointment is coming on the heels of the resignations of the previous heads of both agencies. And the Court of Appeal in Abuja affirms the nomination of Mr. Suego Dalo as the duly nominated candidate of the PDP in the September 21 Edo State governorship election, just as the state APC takes campaign to Oedo local government area of the state. On international news, at least 5 people have been killed after Russia launched a massive attack across Ukraine, seriously damaging some power and water supplies.
On business news, Nigeria's GDP grows by 3.19% in the second quarter of 2024. That's according to latest data from the National Bureau of Statistics.
On sports news tonight, football world pays tribute as true gentleman Sven-Goran Eriksson dies at 76 after long battle with cancer.
And from Abuja, the nation's capital, members of the National Association of Resident Doctors begin a 7-day warning strike. So the action is to draw the attention of security agencies to the need to rescue their colleague who was abducted 8 months ago.
The Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun has ordered operatives of the force to track down and arrest the sponsors and killers of the policemen involved in the recent procession by the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, commonly known as the Shiite. According to a statement by the force spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi, the IG condemned the killing of police officers while on duty, stating that those who murdered these policemen have murdered peace. The statement adds that in line with the directive of the Inspector General of Police, the progressive efforts of police operatives have led to the arrest of 97 suspects and the recovery of several weapons used in the attack. The IGP has also reaffirmed the unwavering commitment of the force to arrest the remaining suspects and bring the killers to book, emphasizing his dedication to maintaining law and order and resisting all forms of anarchy and unrest throughout the country. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of new Directors General of the National Intelligence Agency, the NIA, and the Department of State Services, the DSS. While Ambassador Mohammed is the new Director General of the NIA, Mr. Adeola Oluwatosin Ajayi is now the new Director General of the DSS. As contained in a statement by the Special Advisor on Media to the President, Ajurin Gelale, Ambassador Mohammed has had an illustrious career in the Foreign Service since joining the NIA in 1995. He had served in various roles, culminating in his promotion to the rank of director and his subsequent appointments as the head of the Nigerian mission in Libya. The new DSS Director General, Mr. Adeola Ajayi, rose through the ranks to attain his current position as Assistant Director of the service. He had at various times served as State Director in Bauchi, Enugu, Bayelsa, Rivers, and Kogi states. This new appointment follows the resignation of the previous NIA and DSS chiefs. President Tinubu expects the new security chiefs to work diligently to reposition both intelligence agencies for better results. He also charged them to bring the experience to bear in tackling the security challenges confronting Nigeria through enhanced collaboration with sister agencies and in surgical alignment with the Office of the National Security Advisor. Former President of Ghana, John Mahama, says that there is a need for the establishment of a pan-African legal framework that will reflect the continent's values and realities and, of course, help to solve the challenges facing the African continent. The former president said this while speaking today on the topic, The Future of Africa, amid rising security, economic and political challenges at the Nigeria Bar Association Annual General Conference in Lagos. Mr. Mohammed said that Africa must proactively adapt to legal education and practice to meet the needs of an integrated market that involves developing expertise in international trade law, cross-border disputes, and comparative African law. He also acknowledged that lawyers have an important role to play in addressing structural challenges facing the African continent. According to him, lawyers must not only advocate for change, but they must also actively shape the legal frameworks that will support the diversification and the strengthening of economies. He called on lawyers to work tirelessly to harmonize immigration laws, recognize professional qualifications across member states, and establish robust systems for the mutual recognition of judgments and arbitral awards. Mr. Mohammed further says, in his words, the recent wave of political insurrections and coups in Africa, particularly in the Sahel region, reflects deep-seated issues of injustice, alienation, and marginalization. The state fragility and insecurity that have led to military takeovers have not only disrupted mutual understanding within the Southwest sub-region, but also exposed the limitation of current and diplomatic and interventionist strategies. He said these events have not only disrupted economies, it has also exposed the deep-rooted vulnerabilities that long existed beneath the surface of our economic frameworks, making the call for a new legal framework a necessity. And we head to the courts now, where the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has affirmed the nomination of Mr. Asuwa Ighodalo as a duly elected candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the Edo State governorship election, which is scheduled for September the 21st this year. A three-member panel of the appellate court, in a unanimous judgment, dismissed the appeal by a governorship aspirant of the party, Anselm Ojezwa, on the ground that he failed to present any evidence before the court to show that he had exhausted the internal dispute resolution mechanisms of the party as required by the party's electoral guidelines and constitution before rushing to the courts to validate and ventilate his grievances.
Legal fireworks over who is the duly nominated candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the September 2024 Edo governorship election continues at the Court of Appeal as lawyers and parties await the judgment of the courts. After announcing appearances, the three-man panel of justices proceeds to deliver judgment on the appeals filed by Kelvin Mohammed, Gabriel Okodua, and Dedarawa Osagi on behalf of 378 ad hoc delegates. In a unanimous decision, the appellant court overturned the judgment of the Federal High Court, which ordered the People's Democratic Party to allow the participation of 381 ad hoc delegates in the February 21, 2024 primaries that produced Mr. Asuwa Ighodalo as the candidate of the People's Democratic Party for the September 21, 2024 governorship election in Edo State. Lawyer to Mr. Ighodalo believes the appeals are unnecessary.
The Court of Appeal has reiterated the evergreen position of the law that a delegate has no right of action in respect of the primary election of his party. That is the summary of those four judgments. Two of the appeals were by the PDP and two by the National Secretary of PDP. So that put paid to that particular judgment from the Federal High Court.
The panel also ruled on another appeal filed by Mr. Anselm Ojezwa, seeking to reverse the judgment delivered by Justice Obiora Igwatu of the Federal High Court Abuja, which earlier struck out his suit for being premature. The appeal court affirmed the findings of Justice Igwatu that Ojezwa's suit was premature and the conditions precedent to the exercise of the lower court's jurisdictions has not been met.
The People's Democratic Party candidate for the September 21 governorship election in Edo State, Mr. Asuwa Ighodalo, has been reacting to the Court of Appeal judgment affirming his candidacy. Speaking on our political program Politics Today, Mr. Ighodalo calls on party members, including those who filed the case against him and lost, to join force with him to win the forthcoming election.
The Court of Appeal, I think, I believe, has done a fantastic job staying on the legal and factual issues. And it's affirmed our candidacy. There were 5 appeals heard today, and we won all the 5 appeals. But about being happy, I'm not quite sure that it's happy. I'll say that I'm relieved in that the distraction goes away and we can fully focus on continuing our campaign without the distraction. I'd rather that all my colleagues who have taken out this action come back and join hands together with me for us to drive every way to win this election. That's what I prefer. So it's not about being happy. I think it's the distraction, the relief of taking away that distraction. Yes, I have that. But I'd be truly happy if all of my colleagues had gone to court at this stage come back together to the party. I've always been an advocate of all of us coming together to work for the betterment of the party. And I believe that's the party that can deliver the good things of life and remove the suffering of our people. And if we all join hands together, and we work together for that party, it will be a greater party, because all of the aspirants that have gone to court, particularly, they're all good people in their own right. And so I would hate to see them leave the party and hate to see them not participate with us in winning this election.
And still on politics, the All Progressives Congress, the APC in Edo State, has vowed to investigate Governor Godwin Obaseki's administration if elected into office at the September 21st governorship election. This is among the commitments from former Edo State Governor Adams Oshiomhole during the party's governorship campaign rally in Owedo local government area of the state on Monday.
Edo, let's talk about this nonsense. Let's go to Pueblo, the man of the people. Let's go to Pueblo. Oh yeah, let's go to Pueblo.
The APC faithful from all 12 wards in Owedo local government area have assembled here for the party's campaign rally in Owedo local government area.
Now you be the person where Edo State wants. All his promise he go deliver.
The attention is focused on speeches from the campaign team.
We are going to talk to you very seriously, because the support we get from Owedo is going to be the strongest momentum that we are going to use to drive this campaign and election. So we're not going to take you for granted at all. We are going to tell you why we chose Senator Monday Okpebholo and Honorable Dennis Idahosa as our candidates.
So if I ask any question, una go say abracadabra. Una yeah? Where is our 200,000 promised job?
Abracadabra.
Where is our gele seaport?
Abracadabra.
Where is our Afema airport in Aushi?
Abracadabra.
Who is that man that will bring about a transmutation in our educational system?
Abako Messiah.
For the chosen one.
Former Edo State Governor Adams Oshiomhole discloses the party's intention to look into the activities of the current administration if its candidates eventually take over office.
He has already said that what he called transition committee, they should get their documents right. Whatever they think they are destroying now in the Ministry of Health, in the Ministry of Works, in the Ministry of Education, they will be recovered. Number two, we are going to go and meet the World Bank in Abuja. And we will use all the diplomatic instruments available to ask them to come, not rely on sponsored consultants, to come to Benin and show us the Edo best schools. They don't exist. And he has collected over $150 million in the name of promoting what he called Edo best.
The APC governorship candidate Monday Okpebholo says securing the state would be a major project among many others in his government.
This is the time that the civil servants of this state will enjoy. There will be no consultants coming from somewhere to do their job. We will give them a chance to do their job. Their salary is guaranteed. Nobody is going to reduce it. I want to tell you that the market women will get loan, interest-free loan.
The highlights of the day's events includes the receipt of defectors from other political parties into the APC.
us.
In part two, after the break, members of the Society of Engineers visit Dangote refinery, commend management of the organization for boosting local content in the oil and gas industry. Please join us again. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, coming to you live on Channels Television from Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. 24 hours after the face-off between the police and the proscribed members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria in Abuja, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetoko, orders operatives of the force to go after the killers of the policemen during the recent procession of the Shiite group. President Bola Tinubu appoints new Directors General for the National Intelligence Agency and the Department of State Services, says appointments is coming on the heels of the resignations of the previous heads of both agencies. The Court of Appeal in Abuja affirms the nomination of Mr. Suego Dalo as the duly nominated candidate of the PDP in the September 21 Edo governorship election, just as the state APC takes campaign to Oedo local government area of Edo State. And at least 5 people have been killed after Russia launched a massive attack across Ukraine, seriously damaging some power and water supplies. The Nigerian Society of Engineers have commended the management of the Dangote refinery and petrochemical company for boosting local content in the oil and gas sector. The nation's Apex Engineering Association made this remark at the members as they embarked on a tour of the refinery complex to see the extent of work done, resulting in the building of one of the world's largest petrochemical plants in Ibeju-Lekki area of Lagos.
This is yet another visit from one of Nigeria's professional bodies, the Society of Engineers, NSE, to the Dangote Refinery and Petrochemical Company. Upon arrival, the team heads straight to see different components of the large complex housing the petrochemical, fertilizer, polypropylene plants, and of course, the world-class laboratory set to ensure quality is not compromised. For the management of Dangote Refinery and Petrochemical Company, the project is a belief and testament to what Nigerians, especially its engineers, can do.
A Nigerian company took up the challenge of building the world's largest petroleum refinery and petrochemical complex and has succeeded. This is something Nigeria can be proud of, and we are extremely proud of.
The Nigerian Society of Engineers commends the management of the Dangote Refinery and Petrochemical Company for a job well done.
Thank you very much for all that you are doing here. And we shall take this home to our members and the council in particular, report what we have seen, and let the world know that indeed here engineering is alive.
After touring the facility, they have this to say, just as the Vice President Dangote Industries speaks of the founder's vision.
It just affirms what we know, that given the opportunity for Nigerian engineers, the sky is not the limit, it's the beginning. We know our capacity and our capabilities. And I think this attests to that. And we wait to see how the edifice and the plants begin to function, because we are very sure and confident that they are going to change the narration in our country in this very critical sector of our economy.
There is indeed hope for Nigeria. A lot of capacity building is taking place. Young engineers are also happy to see young engineers working and happy, developing their skills, developing their capacity, and ready to take on the world because they have the opportunity to be here, to learn, and to put to use the knowledge that they got from the universities.
Nigeria used to import fertilizer. We set up fertilizer, Indorama followed, so now Nigeria is exporting fertilizer. He wanted to do the same thing in this petroleum refining field because we have been exporting the crude and importing the finished products. Now we have already set the record. Our aviation jet fuel has gone to Europe. So he has already started implementing the vision. So it is his vision and his passion for Nigeria which has been the driving force.
This visit is perhaps another applause for a project many like members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers believe will reduce significantly the shortfalls in the nation's downstream subsector of the oil and gas industry.
And now we turn our attention to health and security as we continue the news at 10 in our Abuja studios, where Victoria Longjohn is standing by. Hello, Victoria.
Hello, Anne. Members of the National Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, have begun a 7-day warning strike, an action it says is intended to draw the attention of security agencies on the need to rescue their colleague who has been kidnapped for 8 months. Dr. Ganiat Popola, a registrar of the Department of Ophthalmology, National Eye Center, Kaduna State, was abducted on December 27, 2023 and has since not been released. The Association of Resident Doctors say they will be compelled to withdraw their services indefinitely if Dr. Popola is not freed at the expiration of the warning strike.
Last week, resident doctors across the country renewed their call for the release of their colleague, Dr. Ganiat Popola, who was abducted in Kaduna 8 months ago. They staged peaceful protests with placards calling on the government to step up efforts to secure the release of their colleague. Dissatisfied with the efforts so far, the National Association of Resident Doctors declared a 7-day warning strike.
We did not actually make this decision as a very easy decision, as because we know the effect it will have not just on the victims, but also on the Nigerian society. We've done the media engagement, we've done the protests, there's still no yield. Now we are going on this warning strike. We've did a 7-day warning strike, which we started. If the government brings our house, we come back to work. We are happy to take care of the Nigerian. We already chose to stay back, and we are happy to do our jobs. But we are hoping that in 7 days they should be able to do it. But if by 7 days we don't get the response, we will have to proceed on an indefinite strike going forward.
The latest strike is already taking its toll on some public hospitals. At the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital in Bauchi State, the usual operations appear significantly disrupted at the General Outpatient Department. Patients are seen waiting for consultations, with doctors providing only minimal services. The president of the National Association of Resident Doctors, Bauchi Chapter, explains that the doctors are currently in the process of transitioning patient care.
The strike is total. The resident doctors already joined the strike. However, there is this caveat of yes, because we need to sort out some patients, hand over the appropriate personnel. So you can see residents here and they are trying to sort out their patient before they can finally embark on the industrial action.
The situation is the same at the Federal Teaching Hospital in Gombe State and the University of Jos Teaching Hospital, where doctors have set up a committee to monitor compliance.
We don't have any other issues with the government. We are at peace with the government, but we cannot continue to be working while our colleague has been there for over 9 months. So we are pain. Injury to one is injury to all.
From June, it's going to be 100% compliance with the meeting. We've also set up a strike monitoring committee. You can see them having meeting right behind me here. They will ensure that everybody actually comply with these directives.
Dr. Ganiat Popola was kidnapped in Kaduna State on December 27, 2023, and her colleagues are running out of patience with the security agency's inability to rescue the victim.
And Governor Ubasani of Kaduna State says stability has been restored in Birnin-Gwari local government area. He gave the hint at the flag off of the construction of a 35.6-kilometer road that will link 62 communities in the area. He assures that despite the security challenges, his administration is fully committed to ensuring that Birnin-Gwari and any part of the state is free from the strongholds of criminal elements.
Birnin-Gwari local government area in the central part of Kaduna State is a major gateway into the state from many parts of Nigeria. However, the once agrarian local government has been in the news for the wrong reason for many years. No thanks to the activities of bandits and terrorists who have made life unbearable for the residents. This time, news about the area has to do with road infrastructure. Governor Obasani arrives in the community to flag off the construction of a road which will connect Bagoma to Gagumi through Angwonferi, Idilabo, Awaro, Tanshatkeji, and Sabo Lai.
For the benefit of the people of Beningwari and humanity in general.
The people are quite excited as they troop out to watch the official flag-off of the road construction by the governor, which aims to improve connectivity and economic development in the area.
For the past 6 months or so, from Beningwari to Kaduna, there has not been any report of any bandits. So we thank God and we thank the governor and the security agencies.
Governor Ba says the decision to launch the road project is pointed to his administration's commitment to infrastructure development and improving the lives of the people, even in the face of challenges.
Our administration rural transformation drive is fast gathering momentum. We are addressing our infrastructural deficits, bridging the urban and rural divide, reinventing local economies, boosting agriculture, and making rural life a pleasurable experience.
From Beningwari, Governor Sani and his entourage proceed to Kuriga in Chukun local government area, where over 100 students were kidnapped some months ago. He came to inspect the newly renovated school. He expresses confidence that the economy and security of Beningwari and the Chukun in general will bounce back in no distant time.
We have reconstructed the school, remodeled the school, and furnished the school. The academic environment has really been enhanced, which is for me is very important. And the children are really doing very well in school. I've been talking to the school teachers, and they're giving me feedback.
Governor Sani believes that infrastructure development will help to improve security and also turn around the economy of the people of the areas positively.
And still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's GDP grows by 3.19% in the second quarter of 2024. That's according to the latest data from the National Bureau of Statistics. That's in business news. To join us again. Welcome back to the news at 10. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has flagged off the construction of a bus and taxi terminal at the Central Business District in Abuja. This initiative by the FCTA is to eliminate the disorderliness of road transportation in the city, as well as enhance security in the nation's capital. Our correspondent Kumbi Aboluwade reports.
This is the third bus and taxi terminal being flagged up for construction by the Federal Capital Territory Administration. Unlike the others previously flagged off in Kugbo and Mabuchi, this project is strategically situated in the heart of the Central Business District to help ease transportation for private and public workers in the city's center. The FCT minister speaks on the importance of the project.
Part of what we are doing today is by establishing the bus and taxi terminals that you can go there and say that I'm going to Babalada and we're aware if anything happens, this is the vehicle, this is the driver that will be held responsible. Two, you can come here and relax yourself until when your own bus or taxi will take you out with all the modern facilities.
He also speaks on the funding of the project as well as the completion date.
I've told the contractor the funding of this project will not be a problem. So do all you can and tell us when the next payment will be. Be assured that you get your money. FCT does not carry a project where the fund is not there. We are not going to do that. I believe by the grace of God, next year, as the contractor has promised us, we will formally commission these 3 bus and taxi terminals.
The project gets the support of the National Assembly, especially for the development of infrastructure in the nation's capital.
When it comes to appropriations, it is the approval of the National Assembly. We are committed to your infrastructural development in Abuja. We are ready to support you. We are ready to support the President. We are ready to support Nigerians at large.
Done with his speech, he proceeds with other dignitaries to flag off the project.
Flag off the CBD bus terminal.
Kumbi Aboluade, Channels Television News.
And that's it from Abuja. It's now back to you, Anne, for the rest of the news at 10.
Thank you, Victoria. Makers of ginger herbal extract and Iru soap, Multistream Limited, have launched a mobile application to allow their distributors and individuals have stress-free and access-free online services. Well, the president and the CEO of Multistream Limited, Mr. Emmanuel Asukwo, who unveiled the app in Lagos, says that those who use the mobile app frequently and introduce to others will be rewarded continuously. He also says that all vendors working with the company have become financially stable and will sustain the legacy to help others grow.
Multistream TM Limited is a pioneering network marketing company that has grown in leaps and bounds through its wellness products, ginger herbal extracts, and Iru antiseptic herbal soap. A product introduced to the market in less than 2 years has also made people financially independent. The company has brought its distributors nationwide to Lagos to reward their efforts, celebrate the organization's success story, and also launch a technology-driven mobile application.
We celebrate the spirit of teamwork, the passion of excellence, and the commitment to delivering exceptional results.
Multistream TM Limited says one of its products called Ginger Herbal Extract helps to improve blood circulation, reduce inflammation, controls diabetes, amongst others. And for those willing to join the team to make more income, there's also an opportunity to come on board.
If you come in with the entry package, the company will give you our flagship product called the Ginger Herbal Extract, and it gives you right to refer people to buy any of our products at company price, and the company also said you can also refer people into the business.
The president and CEO of the company highlights the firm's mission and vision.
Our vision is to go beyond your conventional multi-level marketing. We said we want to challenge the status quo in the multi-level marketing industry. There is something, you can challenge the status quo and fail, but we are challenging the status quo to beat it. And we are beating it, and we are already setting the pace.
Then, the one-stop multi-stream mobile app is launched.
Anytime you recharge using our mobile application, you get a cashback of 1% of your airtime recharge.
Distributors of multi-stream products in different categories receive cash rewards, sponsorship for international trips, and the company's first distributor receives 300 million naira reward.
I qualify for 3-car award, and I also qualify for 25 million land property, and I was the first person to earn 300 million in Multistream TM Limited. Best dressed male and female members of the audience received 250,000 naira. The best dressed couple got 500,000 naira, and over 22 cars were also given to their loyal partners to encourage them to do more and boost Multistream TM Limited revenue.
We head over to more business stories, and this time Nigeria's GDP growth rate for the second quarter of 2024. Dominic Iwewu has the details.
Banking so easy, so simple. Dial *894# now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. Nigeria's GDP grew by 3.19% in Q2 2024, a rise from 2.98% in Q1 and 2.51% in Q2 2023. The services sector led this growth, contributing nearly 59% to the economy. Agriculture and industries also played key roles, contributing 22.61% and 18.62% to nominal GDP respectively. In real terms, the non-oil sector dominated with a 94.30% contribution to real GDP. The oil sector's share dropped to 5.70% in Q2, down from 6.38% in Q1 2024. The domestic stock market opens last trading week of August on a positive territory as giants in oil and gas and consumer goods lead gains. Ini John Mekwa tells us more.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a fresh week and a green one, we hope, because that's the sentiment we have on the first trading day of the week. We see at the NGX, the market closed in the positive today, 0.07%. Holding forward to that 96,000 that it's gained during intraday trading. And then for the market cap, we see that the market gained about 39 billion naira added to the market cap. And so it's at 55.165 trillion naira. Looking at the sectors tells us the story. Banking is down, and that's continuing from where it closed last weekend because of access code, GT code. Those big guys in the market, they did lose some money today, so it's down 0.41%. Consumer goods, however, is looking very good. That's a big thanks to Boa Foods. Boa Foods, Dangote Cement, they pumped this counter almost 2%, 1.83%. Oil and gas is retaining the positive sentiment. Oh, and though it's top on the list, driving that. It's up 0.73%. Eternal Oil also gained today. Japol Gold also gained. Boa Foods, obviously, the maker of the green that we see today. It opened at 373 naira 50 kobo, but closed at 394 naira 90 kobo. That's a 21 naira 40 kobo gain on each of those shares prices. And then Boa Foods is currently the third most valuable stock on the NGX, big enough to move the market and big enough to bring the bull out.
Let's get a snapshot of closing numbers for other major global equities.
Banking so easy, so simple. Dial *894# now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Thank you, Dominic. Still to come on the news at 10, at least 5 persons killed after Russia launched a massive attack across Ukraine, seriously damaging some power and water supplies. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Outside our shores, at least 5 people have been killed following Russian strikes across Ukraine. The attacks happened overnight, targeting power and water infrastructure. Here's Saman Puse with other international news and around the world in 5.
Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. At least 5 people have been killed after Russia launched a massive attack across Ukraine, seriously damaging power and water supplies. Explosions rang out in several cities, including Kyiv on Monday morning, as more than half of the country's regions came under attack. Here, a farmer killed in a strike on a village in the Zaporizhia region. Authorities in Zaporizhia, Lutsk, Zhytomyr and Dnipropetrovsk regions each reported someone had died in the huge air raid, which featured missiles and drones. Here, a missile hitting a reservoir near Kyiv. President Volodymyr Zelensky said Russia used more than 100 missiles and around 100 drones in the attacks. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has said he is deeply concerned after Israel and Lebanon's Hezbollah movement mounted their biggest round of cross-border strikes since the war in Gaza began. On Sunday, Israeli jets hit dozens of sites across southern Lebanon in what it said were preemptive strikes to prevent a much wider attack, with Hezbollah launching hundreds of rockets and drones at Israel. Mr. Guterres warned that their actions put civilians at risk, as well as threatening regional security and stability. Separatist militants have attacked police stations, railway lines and vehicles on highways in Pakistan's province of Balochistan, killing at least 39 people. It is the most widespread assault by ethnic insurgents in years. The largest of the attacks targeted vehicles from buses to goods trucks on a major highway, killing at least 23 people, with 10 vehicles set ablaze. French far-right leaders Marine Le Pen and Jordan Bardella met with President Emmanuel Macron on the second day of consultations with political groups by the president as he navigates the maze of finding a new prime minister.
Il a indiqué qu'il poursuivait ces consultations et que la décision n'était pas prise.
Bardella, the leader of the National Rally Party, which came behind the New Popular Front in the recent elections, said he cautioned Macron over the danger of naming a prime minister from the left-wing coalition. Le Pen likened the current political situation to chaos. There is no sign yet of any broader coalition that would have a stable majority. The ride-hailing app Uber has been hit with a €290 million fine for transferring the personal data of European drivers to US servers. The Dutch Data Protection Authority said the transfers were a serious violation of the EU's General Data Protection Regulation. According to the watchdog, information including ID documents, taxi licenses and location data was transferred to the company's headquarters in the US over a 2-year period. Uber said it would appeal the fine, which it called unjustified.
Okay.
The former England manager Sven-Göran Eriksson has died at the age of 76. Eriksson, the first non-British manager of the England team, led the Three Lions to the quarter-finals at 3 major tournaments during his 5-year spell in charge between 2001 and 2006. In January, Eriksson said he had at best a year to live after being diagnosed with cancer. The Swede managed 12 clubs, including Manchester City, Leicester, Roma and Lazio, winning 18 trophies. Eriksson also had spells in charge of Mexico, Ivory Coast and the Philippines. And a 102-year-old British woman, Manette Bailey, has become Britain's oldest skydiver on her 102nd birthday. She celebrated the occasion by throwing herself out of a small plane to skydive in a 7,000-foot jump over Suffolk in England. The fearless centenarian served in the Women's Royal Navy service during World War II. It was not her first time seeking the thrill and challenge of high speeds. To mark her 100th birthday, she drove a racing car at 130 miles per hour.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.
Thank you, Simon. Welcome to Sports News. Prince William has hailed Sven-Göran Eriksson as a true gentleman as tributes poured in following the former England manager's death earlier today. Eriksson passed away surrounded by his family after revealing in January he had at best a year to live after being diagnosed with terminal cancer. FIFA, UEFA and former England internationals, including David Beckham, have all paid tribute. The 76-year-old Swede was the first foreign manager of England, taking them to the quarterfinals of 2002, 2006 World Cups and at the Euro 2004. The International Paralympics Committee has announced that 88 Russian competitors will take part under a neutral banner at the Paris Olympics, which begins in 2 days. The Games will also feature 8 Belarusians competing as neutrals from August the 28th to September the 8th. And that's it on sports. Is back to you, Anne.
Thank you, Chris. And the main news again. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, today ordered the operatives of the force to go after killers of policemen during Sunday's procession of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria. He also said about 97 suspects have been arrested. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu. Good night.